Hello, I am Endlessness and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and in this video I'd like to give you a guide for the final floor B5 in the Battle Tower. The final boss is Behemoth Steward, and with the battle effect we get 60% magic attack buff, and this Behemoth is designed mainly for Vincent as DPS because back then we got both Vincent and Behemoth Crash at the same time. And if you don't kill Behemoth with a limit break or summon or while he is stunned, he will do a final attack that will wipe your team. And so Vincent having reprieve can survive it, or to finish off the boss. But Yuffie now has the strongest magic earth DPS weapon, but she doesn't have reprieve. And that also means that to make this battle safer, ideally you want to have at least one reprieve outfit on your team to ensure that at least one character survives Behemoth's final attack, just as a precaution. But you need attack debuffs for the boss, as well as both physical and magic defense buffs on your team, so it can be either Aerith or Matt, but you also want magic attack buffs for your DPS. And for magic earth I only have Sephiroth, and if you're going to use him, you'll need to boost his stats more, because his weapon only deals 700% damage, and it's a self DPS weapon rather than a big PP weapon like Vincent or Yuffie have. But it lowers earth resistance, which is very nice, but it's still a rather self DPS weapon compared to Vincent or Yuffie, who deal 1100% damage, so you need to compensate with higher stats. And so I have Aerith also to keep boosting magic attack throughout the battle, and Baharot to get all the extra AEB. And I have just noticed that I forgot to switch to this new Earth Memoria, so you best do that yourself, as it might boost your Earth damage more, but I'm not changing it because it might mess up my stats. Aerith has Bahamut outfit with Breath of the Earth, Baharot for heals and AEB, Crimson to buff magic attack, and Bio and Runera are just stat sticks from another build, and I just copy pasted so I didn't bother to check them, but a single target cure is always nice to have just in case. And then sub-equipment slots, Aerith has attack for allies weapon with buff debuff extension and 2 guild weapons with magic and physical defense for allies. Anju has Odin outfit with reprieve, Ad Astra, but you could also use his other element break if you want to. Odin to buff both defenses, 200 to debuff attack, Triangle Sigil in boost slot, and just 2 random materia but 1 magic earth to tickle the boss. And then sub-equipment slots, 2 guild weapons, 1 of physical and magic defense for allies, and a magic attack for allies weapon with buff debuff extension. Sephiroth has Odin outfit with Titan, Blue Bramble for DPS, Odin for exploit weakness, Genji, 3 earth potency materia, and then sub-equipment slots, Razor Ring to max out magic attack and further buff earth potency, and Watch of the Hunt with HP and magic ability potency. And in the last slot you could equip Sword of GS or magic attack for allies weapon with magic ability potency to boost your magic attack more. Alright, Behemoth again, and for the opening I am going to wait with Anju to get 7 AEB, mainly just to time it so no buffs will expire prematurely, but as I get 7 AEB, debuff magic attack and also buff magic defense, and with Sephiroth and Aerith just offensive buffs, and when you get max stance you can do 1 attack. But also Anju, whenever he is below 70% HP, he can provide Veil for the whole team, so with Anju and his weapon I'm going to take advantage of that. So first activate his weapon to further buff defenses, but you also get Veil, and after this heal with Aerith. So Aerith's heal doesn't get in the way with that. But also you can do 1 more attack debuff cast to prepare that physical attack debuff, but when you have around 75% on the charge, do one more Odin attack to ensure that you don't lose that magic defense buff. Because sure, you have Veil, but you'll take a little bit less damage. But now is the sigil phase, and Angeal is my only sigil breaker, so activate his overspeed and you can easily break those sigils. And so with your DPS you can just keep DPSing, but also pay attention to your magic attack buffs. So I just want to refresh them, so to time them, but now I also have to time. I'll have to refresh exploit weakness after this, but during the sigil phase, the stagger phase, you want to debuff Behemoth's attack, because after this in a few seconds you'll have his earth gauge, and the first gauge is hard to deplete because it'll show you need quite a lot of DPS, so you can't just deplete it in 1-2 hits, or maybe with Vincent or Yuffie you can, but with Sephiroth I need more. But also I am going to use Genji, but not yet. First I just want to wait until Aerith's magic attack buffs expire, and then actually it'll be soon, so as they expire I'll just refresh them and then cast Genji. So Genji buffs that are +4 will last for a long time compared to a few seconds. Alright, Genji, and soon I am going to activate overspeed on Sephiroth, but I want it to last as long as possible while Behemoth is stunned, because after you deplete his gauge, then he gets stunned and his resistances will get significantly lowered, and you do this will be pretty much your main DPS phase. So just a little bit longer. One more hit. And this is a little bit unfortunate because I have to refresh. Rather, reapply exploit weakness. And now, while he is stunned, just try to do as much DPS as you can. Just be here. Actually, I'm going to use Jubilation to get that extra attack off while he is stunned. And because Angeal is not really doing much, he's just pretty much tickling the boss when I use Earth Materia, I am not going to buff magic attack until Sephiroth is flashing. But here, just make sure that you buff your physical defense just in case, but because we used Ad Astra and just limit break, we are not taking any damage. So normally those spin attacks, they debuff our physical defense, but because we are protected by pretty big veil, they are not doing anything to us. Alright, can't just heal. But also there will be a second gauge very soon, and this one will be very easy to deplete. So there's the Great Rampage, and Blade magic attack buffs, and just unleash your DPS, but also keep healing and make sure that you have some physical defense buff on you. And same thing, I'm just slowly going to deplete this without overspeed to save it for when he is stunned. And that should be it, really. Just overspeed and 3 limit breaks. And ideally you want to have Genji buffs both even physical attack active, because then Titan will do more damage. And now let's just do as much DPS as we can. Actually, let's do the second Jubilation. Because ideally you want to defeat Behemoth while he is stunned, or with Titan, but if you don't get that and he would be already up, and you finish him with a normal weapon attack, then he will cast a Meteor and that will wipe your team, so that's why I have Angeal as a precaution with Reprieve outfit. But yeah, that will be the whole battle. So pretty much this whole tower is made for Yuffie and Tifa, but luckily it's very nice that we can still clear it with other characters. But yeah, sub DPS Sephiroth works, and this is amazing for me. So just in case, if you also have only Sephiroth, I hope you found my guide helpful, and good luck on your own clear. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next one.